Hello guys, welcome to Jet Central here on Jets TV. As always, please comment, rate, subscribe guys. Comment, rate, subscribe. Believe me, I reply to all comments, good, bad, negative, positive, it really doesn't matter. As always, got my Mark Sanchez tee on here, sporting a little beard, so trying to grow a little beard out here. So if you guys see a little scruff, I don't want to hear about that in the comments. It's just a little beard I'm trying out, seeing what's up with it. I'm gonna recap my week 5 picks here really quickly. I only lost 3 games this week, so I feel like I did pretty good. So let's go ahead and get into our week 5 picks. As always guys, again, please comment, rate, subscribe guys. Comment, rate, subscribe. First game I'm going to start with, Pittsburgh at Tennessee. Pittsburgh beat Tennessee 38-17. I took Pittsburgh. Ben Roethlisberger came out, threw for a bunch of yards, had 5 TDs. Mike Wallace slid behind the defense of the Tennessee Titans. He had 82 yards and a TD. Pittsburgh just took care of business, basically. They cut out all the ridiculous turnovers and beat Tennessee. There's just really not much to say about this game. Tennessee just was outmatched. One of the big surprises of this week, Seattle beat the New York Giants in New York 36-25. I took the Giants and that was a loss. Eli Manning was horrible in this game. He threw for 420 yards. He had 3 TDs, but he also had 3 interceptions, and that pretty much cost him the game. Victor Cruz was playing pretty well. He had 161 yards, and he also had a really good, nice one-hand catch where he tipped the ball to himself, but he also had another catch where he was trying to tip the ball to himself with one hand that ended up getting intercepted because he kept tipping the ball. Marshawn Lynch also had 98 yards in the game. I think Seattle just pretty much came in and got it done because the Giants were just basically giving away the ball. They were just turning it over left and right. And you know what, Giants? There's just no excuse for you losing to the Seattle Seahawks. Like, that's a game where you come in, you win, and you move on. Lose the Seattle Seahawks, no excuse for it. Moving along. Cincinnati beat Jacksonville in Jacksonville 30-20. I took Cincinnati. Blaine Gabbert actually had 221 yards in this game. Maurice Jones-Drew had 85 yards rushing. But Cincinnati just, played simple ball, lockdown defense. Cincinnati just got the job done. New Orleans at Carolina. I took New Orleans in this game. New Orleans won 30-27. Drew Brees had 359 yards. There were a lot of really good plays in this game, but one that really stands out was Steve Smith made a catch, jumped up, caught a ball in midair, comes down, stiff arms the guy, like literally while he's making the catch, stiff arms the guy that was covering him. Some people say it was like offensive pass interference. Some people say, Steve Smith had control of the ball, so it wasn't. It was a catch and you got stiffed. From what I saw in that video, Steve Smith caught the ball and pretty much stiffed the guy. Like, right as he caught it, got possession. I'm coming down out of the air. Hey, get off me. And then, he runs it in for a touchdown. Right after he ran it in for a touchdown, Saints defensive player comes up, boom, knocks him in the back while he's in the end zone. They get in a little scuffle behind it. It was kind of a cheap shot. But hey, New Orleans as usual just came in, got it done. And Drew Brees did what he had to do. It turned into a little bit of a shootout, but again, if it's a shootout, you take the Saints every time. And that's what I did, so I ended up winning that game. Oakland at Houston. Oakland beat Houston 25-20. I took Houston, and Oakland won it. Man, I tell you, so that was a loss for me. Matt Schaub had 416 yards in this game, and Foster had 68 yards in this game. Foster made a lot of big rushing, a lot of big plays down the stretch, but Oakland just came roaring back and just did what they needed to do. Darius Hayward-Bay had a big play in this game. He caught a ball, broke a tackle, and took off towards the end zone. McFadden had a lot of big plays in this game. The Raiders are really coming around. And again, RIP to Al Davis. They really played inspired in this game. And one of the things that really touched me when I watched the game was literally right after the win, Hugh Jackson, which is the head coach of the Oakland Raiders, he got down on one knee and started to cry, and everybody was just crying. They were so, so reeling from so much emotion that happened that week, with the death of Al Davis, and they were playing for Al and they wanted to win for him. It was, it was very special. So hats off to the Oakland Raiders. They got themselves a win. I got myself a loss. So salute to the Oakland Raiders for doing what you needed to do. Buffalo at Philadelphia. I took Philadelphia, and that was a loss. Michael Vick pretty much came out and played like crap. He threw 3 interceptions. Actually, he threw 4 interceptions, but he threw 3 interceptions in the first half. Philadelphia just plays uninspired. Fred Jackson, the running back for the Buffalo Bills, had 111 yards, but he had 168 yards total. He absolutely dominated, this game. He was making big-time plays. He had 111 just rushing on the ground, but then have 168 total, from catching the ball as well. It's just crazy. And he also said, he made a comment, he said, the second half when they came out, Philadelphia pretty much gave up. Like they weren't playing at all. They just kind of came out and just trotted out. So there's a lot of questions in Philly, with this dream team that they've, assembled. I mean, really, is this a dream team? Is this really, what's going on? I mean, I don't know what's going on in Philly, but I know if they don't get it together, Andy Reid most likely is going to get fired, and they're going to have to do something because you spent tons of money to put this team together. And if this is the performance you're getting out of this squad, man, it's going to be a long season. Moving along, Kansas City at Indy. Kansas City 28, Indy 24. I took Kansas City in this game, and I got a win. Kansas City actually came back in late in like the third into the fourth quarter. It really wasn't all that exciting of a game. Dwayne Bowe actually had a really nice catch. One of the Colts defensive backs grabbed him in the end zone. He, tips the ball to himself one-handed, keeps himself in bounds, catches the ball, still gets like every flag on the field was thrown because it was clear it was pass interference, and he still caught the ball one-handed with the Colts defender grabbing him and pulling him. I mean, come on. He's definitely a playmaker. So that got me a win because I took Kansas City. Minnesota at Arizona. Minnesota 34, Arizona 10. I took Minnesota, and that got it done. You know what? Arizona's run defense is just absolutely horrible. I mean, it's just garbage. Adrian Peterson beasted for 122 yards rushing, and he just looked like a man amongst boys out there. I mean, he was running people over. He was running through people. There was one play where he's running towards, he comes up the middle, and he runs into a safety, and literally the safety, he hits the safety, and the safety just starts to backpedal as he continues forward straight into the end zone with him. I mean, come on, Cardinals. They were cutting away all day to shots of Darnell Dockett, the defensive tackle for the Arizona Cardinals, just absolutely rearing out his linebackers and corners and his fellow defensive linemen. Like, come on, we need to play harder, run defense. I mean, this is crazy. What I saw, I mean, the Cardinals their defense is horrible. So that got me a win because I took Minnesota. Next game, San Francisco, Tampa Bay. San Francisco 48, Tampa Bay 3. I took San Francisco. I thought it was going to be a little closer, but clearly it wasn't. San Francisco came out and just destroyed Tampa. That's pretty much all, all there is to be. McCoy, the defensive tackle for the Tampa Bay Bucks, he got an ankle injury early in the game. I don't know exactly what's going on with him. They said it might be just a high sprain, but he's having an MRI today or tomorrow, I believe. And there'll probably be more news out about that, but it really doesn't matter. They got destroyed. I mean, 48-3. Josh Freeman came out, really couldn't do much. The run game was non-existent. I mean, the San Francisco 49ers just absolutely destroyed them. There's not much to say. Just get it how you live, Tampa, because San Francisco came to play. San Diego at Denver. I took San Diego, and that got a win, but this win, came in shaky. Kyle Orton ends up getting benched. Tim Tebow arises from the bench, comes in, and almost led the Broncos to a win. Phillip Rivers had 250 yards throwing, but that was just in the last seconds. I definitely thought that the Denver Broncos were coming back. I don't know what it is about Tim Tebow. I don't know what everyone sees in Tim Tebow, but you could see the change in play from the guys around him from when Kyle was there and when he came in the game. It just seemed to me like the team wants to win. When Tebow is behind center, they just play all out for him. Just balls to the wall. We're going to win. We're going to try our hardest. When Tim Tebow's in there, it's like they all just seem to play just inspired football. And I don't know if it's because they want Tim Tebow to start. I don't know if it's because Tim Tebow's just that much of a leader. I don't know if it's that, the league sees Tim Tebow as this star and everyone loves Tebow. I don't know what it is. If you're a Denver Broncos fan or if you're just a fan of Joe, please comment and tell me, hey, what do you think it is that everyone sees in Tim Tebow? What is it that has everyone so enamored with Tim Tebow? But he definitely came in and got it done. And then he's also going to be the starting quarterback for next week's game. Green Bay at Atlanta. Green Bay 25, Atlanta 14. Rodgers came out threw for 396 yards. Green Bay just got it done. It was pretty much a shootout. Matt Ryan played decently. Green Bay had some offensive line trouble. Brian Balaga's out. They also had their other left tackle end up going down during the game with a hamstring injury. And it was mix and matching kind of in the first quarter, but right after the half, they came back and everything seemed to be working as usual. I mean, Green Bay just came out and they played really well. So, typical Green Bay. Detroit at Chicago. Detroit 24, Chicago 13. Calvin Johnson, beast, 130 yards, buck 30 for you. And Javid Best just had a big day, 163 yards rushing the ball. If anybody could got player of the game, it was definitely going to be Javid Best. Javid Best was just absolutely torching the Chicago Bears all day on just long runs and just, he was just slicing them up all day. Chicago's offense just pretty much looked like Chicago's offense. Jay Cutler was running for his life all day. He had Niambasu and McFarley, the defensive tackle that the Lions just drafted, had both of those big guys chasing him all day. He was just running for his life. I mean, there were times when he would drop back and the offensive lineman would literally be in his lap. It was crazy. So Detroit got the win. I took Detroit and I got that win too. Last but not least, the New York Jets versus New England Patriots. I took New England and it came out to be true. Pretty much plain and simple, New England just absolutely was better than us this game. They're better at this point in the season. The New England Patriots are better than us. We just got beat by a better team. We didn't get crushed. It was 30-21. We only got beat by 9. We didn't look horrible. Our offense definitely came out and looked a lot better. We looked a lot better throwing the ball. Our offensive line blocked a lot better. Nick Mangold got out there. He looked decent. He didn't look hurt. And we just played a lot better overall, but we just got beat by a better team. I mean, Brady had 321 yards. Ellis had 136 yards rushing. That was one of the things that definitely killed us, was they were just running all over the place on us. I don't know what's going on with our rush defense right now, but it's definitely, we struggle with teams that play no huddle. They don't allow us to bring in our run stoppers. And when you don't allow us to bring in our run stoppers for our defensive line, we just get chewed up. We're pretty light on the line if we can't, get our substitutions in and out. Another big thing that happened with the Jets, we just traded Derek Mason to the Texans. There's a lot of reports going around. Derek Mason likes to run his mouth in the locker room, and he was complaining before the game. That's why he didn't play most of the game, and Jeremy Curley, our new receiver, did. So, I don't know. It's just disarray in Jetville. Disarray there in the Meadowlands, but hopefully we get it together. I don't know what's going on in our front office. I don't know, but we'll get it together hopefully this season, and we'll, get our heads on straight. So, as usual, guys, please comment, rate, subscribe. Comment, rate, subscribe. We're always here, Jets Central here on Jets TV. Thank you guys so much. Go Jets. Go Mark Sanchez. Come on, Jets. Let's get better, guys. Let's get better. Peace, guys. See you next time.